we are going to cover TSql. TSql is nothing but it is a language to access Microsoft database. Okay. So, from the beginning, when you install the SQL server, okay, automatically, so you need to install all the tools in the SQL server. When you install all the tools in SQL server, then what happens? All the tools will be installed. In the tools, you will have one tool called Management Studio. This is, by using this tool, you can connect to the database. So, what I will do, since mine is a Windows 8, I will go to the Management Studio, I will type here and I will go to the Management Studio. If yours is not Windows 8, then what you need to do? You need to click on the Start button, go to the Program Files. Under the Program Files, you will have Microsoft SQL Server folder. So, when you click see, I am explaining once again, you can write, go to Start button. If it is prior to Windows 8 like Windows 7 or XP anything, go to the Start button. From there, go to the Program Files. From the Program Files, when you click the Program Files, you will get different folders. In that, select Microsoft SQL Server. You will have one folder called Microsoft SQL Server. Okay. So, when you open that, when you click on that folder, then that folder opens and you can see a tool called SQL Server Management Studio. That is the one way. Or else go to the search button and type Management Studio, and automatically you will be getting all the tools which has the name Management Studio. Okay. Here, see, this is a symbol of the database. Always the database symbol is represented this way. Whenever you see this symbol, okay, whenever you see this symbol, it is nothing but the database symbol. Okay, it is like a pipe closed at the bottom, one open ended side. Okay, it's so when I do the search, I will get the Management Studio there. Yeah, I will get my Management Studio there, and when I click the Management Studio, now normally when you install the SQL Server, automatically a server is installed on your machine, and that server will have the database. That server will have by default databases. Okay. So, it is kind of what meant by the database means. See, when you buy a car, you will not get all default features. The necessity things are, you will be getting engine, you will be getting some seats, or and you will be getting some GPS, or you will be getting basic things, right? You will be getting all basic things, and after that whatever you want, you will be adding. The same way, SQL Server, when you install the SQL Server, automatically a database environment is created. A database environment is created, and to the database environment you are going to add whatever the database you want, whatever the database you do not want, you can add later on, but by default it will provide some databases to that. So, now when I connect here, you got in the server type, you got multiple things. We are going to see this all, but do not worry, first go only by default it will be a database engine. So, select database engine, see, since we are connecting to the database, so you will select the server type as database, done. What is the server name? So, you do not know any server name, what server you install you do not know. So, there are two ways to know the server name. One way is that most people they do not prefer, go to this C drive. Under the C drive you will have program files. Under the program files you will have Microsoft SQL Server. When I open the Microsoft SQL Server, they will be at, see, there are different types, see, MSAS, it is for the analysis services. I have installed two servers, so the names are different. See, this all names will be the same thing, see, because this all are related to same. See, only at the beginning the MSAS, MSRS, MSSQL, but last MS SQL Server, MS SQL Server is same for all. Means when you connect here, you can see the different types, right, server types. So, that all are different server types. It is the analysis server, it is a reporting server, it is a SQL database server, that is it. And this is the instance name, MS SQL Server. That is the one way I can do. Okay, this is my instance name. I have created other instance names. See, this is one, this all goes together. for reporting service. Okay, this is a one way, but don't worry. If you don't know anything, the other way you can do is that click on this arrow button. When you click on this, browse for more. When I click browse for more, I will be getting all database engine, analysis services and different things. Since I want to connect to the database engine, I will expand this plus symbol, that is it. When I expand this plus symbol, whatever servers installed on my machine, I can see all the servers here. Since I have installed 2 servers, so I can see 2 servers. So, whichever server I want to connect, I can select that server and click OK and done. If I click connect, I can connect and see that is a server name. Okay, I have selected the server name. Then what is the authentication? Authentication is nothing but it is a Windows authentication. There are 2 ways of authentication. Yesterday while installing the SQL server, I have shown you, right, there we are adding our username there as administrator. Since you are administrator, you are given a Windows authentication. So, what it does when it tries to connect, so it will take the current username and it will check in that list whether the current username is there in that list or not. Okay. So, since yesterday while installing, see, I have shown while installing the SQL server, I added my name as administrator in couple of places, couple of locations during the installation process, right. So, since I already added, my SQL server take the Windows authentication, means the currently I am logged into my Windows, right. So, it will take my username and it will check in that automatically the system does. So, that is a Windows authentication. Instead of that, see, let us say since while installing the process I already given the name. So, that is why I am able to connect. Let us say I have Vinay or I have Chandana, I have Sneha. So, if you all wants to connect to the server, you can't connect the server because you don't have access to the database. You are not you are not eligible to connect the database because you don't have security, because at the security level we didn't add your name to the database. So, that is why what happened, I will create one login ID and I will give that login ID to you, that is it. So, whenever you want to log in, instead of adding your Windows authentication, you can just use the SQL Server authentication. You can use that user ID and password and you can log in as that user ID and password. Okay. So, basically we will be using Windows authentication in all my examples. So, Windows authentication and click connect. When I click connect, automatically I will get connected to my server. This is the one way. Or else, let us say yesterday while installing the SQL server, if we have given the default instance, then there is nothing to type, just click dot. Automatically, since you are given the default instance, by default when you give dot, the SQL server will connect to the default instance automatically by default. See, it connected. Or else, you can also do one more thing. You can also give local. If you are given your default instance, then in the brackets type local and do this. All 3 my databases are same, they are to the same server, but I connected by using dot, I connected by using local, I have connected by using Badam. See, when I open the database, I can see all, see, test temp. This is a temp database which we created yesterday. So, when I open this, I can see same number of databases. When I open this, I can see the same number of databases, like it is nothing but the alias having many names. Okay. So, I will go here. So, here what I am going to do, okay, we got and I have installed the SQL server, done. So, when I connect, automatically you can see one database symbol and you can see the name and details, IP address and everything. Okay, done. Next, what I will do, I will expand this one. When I expand this, you will get different folders level, databases, security, server objects, replication, this all, nothing to worry. We are going to see each and everything later on. Time being, we know most of the TSql we are going to work on the databases. So, now when I expand the database, see, since from AdventureWorks you got different databases from this one, right, AdventureWorks and up to test, this all databases I have installed. When you install, you will not have them, you will not be having them on your machine. You will just have, when you open the database, you will only have system databases and database snapshot, that is it, you will not have any of them. Okay, you will have few things, that is a report server and report server temp.db, that one you will have by default, because this both databases are used by the SQL server. Okay, that's why you, and you will also have SSISDB, and this SSISDB you will be getting later on, nothing to worry. So by default you will have SQL Server and SQL Server TempDB. These are the two databases that you will be having by default. That's it. Apart from that, you will not have any other databases. These all databases I have created, so I can see. So you will not have, by default system will have system databases and this database snapshot folder and report server and report server TempDB. That's it. That's the only databases you will be having. Okay. Since I have added the yesterday in yesterday's class, I have shown you how to attach the database, how to detach a database, right? I have shown you, so you can follow that videos and you can see them. I'll at the end of the class, please remind me. I uploaded the videos. I'll share you the YouTube link so that you can see from there our daily class videos. Now in this scenario, when I open, I can see all data. So I added this all databases, done. Now what I want, first and foremost thing is it, I want to connect to the database. I want to write some code. How you are going to write? Okay. See, there is no place for me to write any code here. There is no place for me to write any code. So what I will do, on which database I want to write code, I will select the database. Okay, I will select the database and then click on the new query at the top. See, I will select the database and click on the new query. When I click on new query, now a window will open, and see, when I click on the new query, a window open, and at the bottom of the window you can see this is my server name Baddams. This is Baddams/Bhaskar Reddy is my username, and this is a database that I have connected to. See, I connected to AdventureWorks 2012, right? So you can see the database name, server name, username and database name you can see at the bottom. Okay. So okay, I connected to this database, done. I am good. I connected, and at the same time, now what I want, see, currently this window is connected to this database, but I want to connect to other database. Then I can do it in two ways. Let's say I want to connect to the temp database, then I can do it in two ways. I can select the temp database and click new query, so it will be connected. That is the one way. Other way is that click on this window, right click on this, go to the connections, change connection. Now oh sorry, yeah. So we are in Adventures database. If I want to change the database, I will write use. After that, I will write the database name. When I write use and database name, now what I want, I need to execute that command. It is one type of command to move from one database to another database. You can use by writing use temp. Use is a command, and you will write whatever the database you want to move, you will write move. So since the command is there, so you can write go, means the command will end there. So it's, you can write go. Now see, I have connected to AdventureWorks, right? So if I execute this command, so how to execute this command? You can do one way. Just click your mouse in the browser in this window, then execute. Automatically, whatever the lines you have in this, how many lines, if you have like 100 lines of code, all 100 lines of code will execute. But if I want to execute only certain lines of code, then I will select that lines and click execute. See, when I click execute, I got command successfully, command completed successfully. At the same time, now you can see here, previously the database was AdventureWorks, now it is temp. Okay. Now I want to go back to AdventureWorks, then how I am going to, what things I am going to do. One thing, same write use, and SQL Server is a case sensitive. Even though if you write in small letters, even though if you write in cap letters, it's not a matter. Okay, you can write in small letters or in letter, it will work. I can write AdventureWorks, that is the thing I can write. Okay, so this is nothing but the, you can see IntelliSense. When I click A, I got all the names starting with that. This option is available only for after 2008 R2 versions, I think. Okay, so I can do this way. I can write AdventureWorks and do go. And I will select this command and I'll execute, so it will be connected. That is the one way. Okay, this is the way we discussed, like. So we can also connect by using other way, like whichever data, when you click on this window, at the top you can see one kind of thing, see one drop down list. So whatever the database you connected, you can see here at the bottom, or you can see at the top. So here when I click here, when I click the AdventureWorks, automatically it will connect to the AdventureWorks. See, AdventureWorks. I can connect to the database by using two ways: use database name, okay, and execute that, or else just click on this, go to this one and do the connect to the database. That's it. Okay, this is the other way to connect the different databases. So everyone is clear with this one? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
So you all are clear with this one?
Yeah, boss.
So this is the introduction level, and see, it's a small thing. At the beginning you might be feeling something. This is a thing that you are going to use in each and every step. Every day to day basis you will always use this. Okay, that nothing to do anything with that. So now what we are going to see, we are going to see the one. Okay, I'll stop the video. Yeah.